Another Brick fan here with my review of the LEGO Star Wars 20th Anniversary Edition Snowspeeder. Let's take a closer look. This is LEGO set 75259 and was released in April 2019. Has 309 pieces, 4 minifigures including the 20th Anniversary Collector's Edition of Lando Calrissian, which is based on the 1999 version of Lando. This entire set is based on the 1999 Snowspeeder set number 7130. I'll review the minifigures later, but let's start with the main build. The first thing I notice on this Snowspeeder is it has a lot less orange pieces than previous Snowspeeders. It is built in mostly white and light gray, which I think looks really good. There's quite a few stickers on here, like this one here in the front, some stickers around the vents and on the sides to add some additional detailing. There's even a sticker here on the side of the glass in the back of the cockpit. There are quite a few play features on this model, including a stud shooter in the back for the gunner, and then some really nicely placed spring shooters. You can see those right there. See right here, some additional spring-loaded shooters that are attached using studs on the side construction and tucked away quite nicely. So I like how they integrated those into the Snowspeeder itself. There are these flaps here that you can lift up and see the detailing underneath those that is done with a sticker, which is also quite nice. So as you turn, these flaps can come up as they did in the movie. When you open up the cockpit, which opens up as one unit, you'll see that there's a nice control panel there for the pilot, as well as a control panel or screen here for the gunner. This glass piece has been around for a while. It's very similar to the one used in the original. It is connected using friction hinges here, but it really doesn't move on its own. You'll see if you try to move it, then it will pop off here. So really the canopy is designed to only open as one unit. Having said all that, they have enough space for both pilot and gunner, who fit in here really nicely. The wings are angled at just the right angle. However, they are connected to friction joints, but because of the rail pieces that are used here in the front, and then these slopes in the back, right here, the wings are actually fixed in this position and they don't move up or down. Around the back, you'll see that there's a reel with a grappling hook. So this is a nice play feature, which allows you to roll out the grappling hook. Although I don't think it's super accurate because they used a harpoon shooter in the back, and so this stud shooter I don't think is a really good representation of that. There is a small side build included with this set, and it also includes a Hoth trooper. So this side build is very similar to the one that was released with the original set. It is a dish turret, which was seen on Hoth shooting against the walkers, the Imperial AT-ATs that were advancing on the Hoth position. The new version does include a stud shooter, which I think is pretty good, to add a little bit more play feature. And it does move in almost every direction, so it'll move up and down, and then it's on a turntable so that it can be aimed in just about any direction. So pretty decent playability for this set. Let's go ahead and take a look at the minifigures now. Let's start with Lando Calrissian. As you can see, he comes with a custom printed plate with his name and the 20th Anniversary Star Wars logo on it. This is based on the 2003 version, so it was one of the first to have the proper skin tone for the head, which was something that they started in 2003. So it looks really good, and let's go ahead and get a little closer look. As you can see here, there's some very nice printing on the front with some good detailing in the dark blue on top of the light blue, which I really like. The other nice thing is the cape is done in two tones, so on the inside it's a nice yellow, and on the outside it's a light blue to match the shirt that he's wearing. His facial expression is kind of generic, but still done quite nicely. As we move around to the back of the figure, you see that nice blue cape that he has. You'll also notice that there is no alternate face for this figure. But like all of the other collectible minifigures for this 20th anniversary series, he does have the 20th anniversary logo. Now in this case, the silver is kind of muted by the blue, so it kind of looks like a violet color to me instead of the silver like it did on the other figures. But still there. Some people like this logo, some don't. In this case with the cape, it's nicely covered up, so you don't have to look at it if you don't want it. And really, these figures are all going to be displayed and viewed from the front, so I don't see where that's too much of a problem. So there you have Lando Calrissian. The Hoth Rebel Trooper looks good in his white and tan uniform, and the printing on the front, although it's covered up a little bit with his weapon that he comes with, let me move that out of the way. The printing on the front is quite good. Lots of details around little ammunition and other things that he's carrying. So I think that looks really good. I like the goggles. And again, this helmet piece or hat piece allows for the goggles to be placed on top of his head or moved down to be put over his eyes. These goggles actually are big enough that they allow you to see the eyes through them, which I think is a good thing. Some of the other goggle pieces are a little small in my opinion. Moving around to the back, you see that he is equipped with a backpack with all of his different equipment, which again is very accurate to the movie. He does not include an alternate face, but if we take his backpack off, you can see that he has a very good printing that is on the back as well. So the set also includes a gunner. This is Dak Ralter. He's dressed in his traditional flight suit. I think that this part should be a little more white, but obviously some of the orange is bleeding through, which gives it kind of a little bit of a pinkish hue, but it looks okay to me. I like how they continued the printing down to the legs. I think it blends in really good. You can see the tubing here that comes down, or the wiring that comes down across his leg. So there's very nice prints there. Comes with a small pistol blaster. I also like how the orange is over his eyes, representing kind of a sun visor that comes out of the helmet. He's got the blue Rebel markings on his helmet. Of course, around the back is the other part of his uniform. It goes over the top, and then he does have an alternate face with a more of a smiling expression there. Again, with the same visor cover, or same visor over his eyes. Last minifigure in this is Luke Skywalker. Now, the body is actually identical to Dak's body, so it has the same printing as we saw on Dak. He does have the same blaster that Dak has, although he's using his, let me get the lightsaber out of the way, he's using his traditional red helmet, because he's part of the Red Squadron, or Rogue Squadron. Again, some of the same printing with the visor here over his eyes. Moving around to the back, same as Dak, but then his alternate face actually has the visor up, out, away from his eyes, and a little more of a smile. So now you see, if you put that on, you'll see that it looks like the visor, or the eye shield, has been rolled up inside of the helmet. And you see that the chin strap does show through just slightly on the back. So now that we've looked at all the minifigures, let's go back and take a look at the whole set together again. This is another set in the series that I like very much. I think that the Snowspeeder is a good solid build. It adds a lot of playability with the stud shooter, spring-loaded shooters. There's a lot of swooshability with the Snowspeeder itself. It's nice and solid. It's not going to fall apart. So again, a very good toy and a very nice looking display model. I think the little side build of the dish cannon is really accurate and perfect for this set. It makes for a nice little addition, and it does have some playability with it as well, with a stud shooter and the ability to, you know, move and be able to aim whatever direction you want. As far as on the Snowspeeder, I really would have liked to see the canopies open independently of each other, but I think this design is pretty standard for Snowspeeders and probably makes the most sense given the size of the model itself. And of course, the collectible minifigure for Lando Calrissian is very nice. Hope you've enjoyed my thoughts on this set. I'm going to get to work on the next set in this series. Happy building! If you like this video, hit the subscribe button to see more of my content. And be sure to click the bell button to be alerted when new content is posted.